The big story, Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation in connection with alleged corruption in the now withdrawn liquor policy of Delhi. He will be produced in court on Monday. He has to be produced in court on Monday. Mr. Sisodia and others face corruption allegations in bringing a new liquor sale policy in the national capital.
The Central Bureau of Investigation has placed Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia under arrest at around 7:15 p.m. almost after 8 hours long questioning in connection with this Delhi liquor policy matter. So our sources in the CBI say that Manish Sisodia was not cooperating with the investigation. He was giving evasive replies, and that's why the agency had to take him into custody. And what we are being told is that Manish Sisodia will be produced before the competent court post 12 noon on Monday, wherein the agency will be seeking custody of at least 10 days. The agency does not want to waste time, and they want to take his custody in toto so that the agency could complete the custodial interrogation. So the grounds for his arrest is the same thing that we were discussing in the evening also, Sarah. That's something regarding that Manish Sisodia was not cooperating with the investigation. He was giving evasive replies. He was not forthcoming with true facts of the case, and that seems to be the ground that the agency has invoked while placing him under arrest at around 7:15 p.m. Also, very importantly, our sources say that when the agency recorded the statement of a senior Delhi bureaucrat, at that particular point of time he was working in the excise department, who has now been shunted to Andaman in a separate department. His statement has been recorded before a magistrate under section 164 CRPC, and according to our sources, that particular officer has revealed the role of Manish Sisodia in tweaking the Delhi liquor policy, and that's why, mainly based on his statement, the agency today questioned Manish Sisodia regarding the changes that were made to the drafts of the Delhi liquor policy. And what we are being told is that at least 6 contentious provisions were included in the final draft of the Delhi liquor policy, and that's why the agency wanted to know where did this 6 contentious provisions come from, because according to our sources in the agency, there were no records, there were no files that the agency could trace during its searches from the excise department, and that's why the agency wanted to know where did these 6 provisions come from, mainly the deals with the increase in the margin of 5% to 12% that allegedly benefited a particular company. And that's why the agency sources say, though Manish Sisodia claimed that he does not have any information about how these contentious provisions were included in the final draft of the policy, but our sources in the CBI say that the forensic examination of some of the digital records or digital devices clearly revealed that those provisions were received from external persons, a person who are not connected with the excise department, and that's why the agency wants to take Manish Sisodia into custodial interrogation in order to get to the bottom of the case. So agency will be producing before the Rouse Avenue court on Monday at around post 12 noon, where agency is expected to take him into custody. So today, that's on Sunday evening, Manish Sisodia has to spend his night at CBI headquarters, wherein on the ground floor there is this designated lockup cell. So Manish Sisodia has to spend his night, Sunday night, in CBI headquarters on this lockup cell.
Meanwhile, Delhi's Chief Minister has called the arrest of his deputy dirty politics and warned that the people of Delhi will respond.
एक शरीफ आदमी है मनीष, उनको आज इन्होंने गिरफ्तार कर लिया। तो हम देख रहे हैं किस तरह से पूरे देश के अंदर शरीफों को, देशभक्तों को, अच्छे लोगों को, ईमानदार लोगों को तो पकड़ पकड़ के जेल में डाल रहे हैं, और जो जिन लोगों ने अरबों खरबों रुपए लूट लिए बैंकों के और इनके, वो इनके दोस्त हैं, उनके खिलाफ कोई एक्शन नहीं होता, वो खुलेआम घूम रहे हैं। उनको नोटिस देने की भी हिम्मत नहीं है लोगों की, क्योंकि वो इनके दोस्त हैं। पूरा देश देख रहा है, लोग देख रहे हैं, और लोग ही इसका जवाब देंगे।
अंदर किसको होना चाहिए था? अंदर होना चाहिए था जो LIC खा गए, जो बैंकों का पैसा खा गए, जिनके बारे में पूरी दुनिया में चर्चा हो रही है, अंदर उनको जाना चाहिए था। लेकिन वो खुले में घूम रहे हैं और जहाजों में जो है वो ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं, और देश में स्कूल खोलने वालों को और दिल्ली का बजट 24,000 करोड़ से 72-75,000 करोड़ तक लेके जाने वालों को, देश की, दिल्ली की तरक्की कराने वालों को कह रहे हैं जेल में भेजेंगे। तो ये बहुत ही कायरतापूर्ण कदम है। आम आदमी पार्टी डरने वाली नहीं है। हमारी पार्टी एंटी करप्शन मूवमेंट से निकली है, रामलीला ग्राउंड से निकली है। हम किसी और पार्टी से निकाले हुए या छोड़कर आए हुए वो वैसे पॉलिटिशियनों की पार्टी नहीं है।
आज हम शिक्षा मंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे हैं। कहीं न कहीं अपनी शिक्षा नीति, अपने स्कूल, इनके विषयों को सामने लाकर मनीष सिसोदिया की रक्षा करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। मगर प्रश्न उठता है, शराब मंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने शराब का घोटाला किया या नहीं किया? क्या यह हकीकत नहीं है कि आज दिल्ली में बच्चा बच्चा ये जानता है कि आम आदमी पार्टी और मनीष सिसोदिया जी ने अपने कमीशन के चक्कर में, यह एक टेक्निकल विषय है, हर कोई जानता है कि जहां तक होलसेलर के कमीशन का विषय था, पहले जो कमीशन 2% का था, उस कमीशन को बढ़ा करके 12% का कमीशन किया गया था।
So it was 8 hours of questioning for the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, who arrived at the CBI headquarters this morning, that is on Sunday morning, after an impassioned send-off by AAP supporters. He left his home just before 10 a.m. but took a detour. He visited Mahatma Gandhi's memorial at Delhi's Rajghat, even delivering a speech there. His journey actually to the Rajghat and then the CBI headquarters turned into a massive show of strength by the Aam Aadmi Party, with AAP supporters raising slogans and waving placards as Mr. Sisodia stood out of the car's sunroof, waving to them.
ये मुझको जेल भेज क्यों रहे हैं, झूठा आरोप लगा क्यों रहे हैं, ये सीबीआई की ईडी की इंक्वायरी हो क्यों रही है? इनको भी पता हमने कुछ गड़बड़ी नहीं की, लेकिन इसलिए कर रहे हैं। ये सारी जेल की साजिशें, ये सारी सीबीआई और ईडी की साजिशें रची इसलिए जा रही हैं क्योंकि इनको अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से डर लगता है। आज नरेंद्र मोदी जी को राहुल गांधी जी से डर नहीं लगता, देश के किसी और नेता से डर नहीं लगता, उनको केवल और केवल अरविंद केजरीवाल से डर लगता है, उनको आम आदमी पार्टी से डर लगता है, उनको आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं से डर लगता है। एक लेकिन चीज है, हम नहीं डरते, ये डरते हमसे, हम इनसे नहीं डरते। ना इनकी पुलिस से डरते, ना इनकी सीबीआई से डरते, ना इनकी ईडी से डरते, ना इनकी जेलों से डरते, हम नहीं डरते इनसे। मैं जेल चला जाऊं तो अफसोस मत करना, गर्व करना इस बात पे।
So after a second round of questioning, the CBI says Mr. Sisodia has not been cooperating with investigators. The BJP says that the Delhi government went back on the old liquor sale policy to cover up corruption in the excise department, which was held by Mr. Sisodia. And AAP says that BJP is afraid of Mr. Kejriwal and Mr. Sisodia's rise and the AAP government's performance in the national capital. All day, AAP leaders had been saying, warning, trying to dilute the shock when it does happen, that Manish Sisodia will be arrested, and as per script, that has happened. A huge setback for you.
जब जब जुल्मी जुल्म करेगा, सत्ता के गलियारों से चप्पा चप्पा गूंज उठेगा इनकलाब के नारों से. Let me, in no uncertain terms, say this, that Manish Sisodia is an absolutely innocent man. These are malicious, fabricated charges against him with only one objective, that is to finish Aam Aadmi Party, to finish Arvind Kejriwal, and in the process arrest every single valuable person that is part of team Arvind Kejriwal. But let me make this very clear to the BJP, that Aam Aadmi Party is a party that was born out of a struggle, a people's movement. We are not scared or afraid of your CBI, ED, income tax, or going behind bars. We don't, Sara, consider this as a matter of regret. I think all Aam Aadmi Party leaders, workers, and as an ordinary volunteer of my party, I salute Manish Sisodia. I'm proud of his sacrifice, and I'm proud that I belong to a party that has leaders like Manish Sisodia. Today, not only all of us are deeply anguished with what has happened, but most of all, the 18 lakh school-going kids in the city of Delhi are anguished. Their parents are anguished. And by arresting Manish Sisodia, BJP has essentially invited their own end, their own death. And permit me to make this a prophetic statement, that Vinashakale Viprita Buddhi, BJP, a drunk on power BJP, has lost its mental balance and has gone to the extent of arresting an innocent man like Manish Sisodia. Their only problem is that they're jealous of Manish Sisodia and his work. A man who should be given a Nobel Prize for the kind of revolutionary work he's done in the area of education, school education, higher education, is today under the BJP's regime being sent to jail. Permit me to remind you that in the 70s, a drunk on power Prime Minister, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, came out with the MISA law, the Maintenance of Internal Security Act. Using this MISA law, virtually all voices of dissent and all members of the opposition were put in jail, and emergency was subsequently imposed. Today, the ED and the CBI have become the new MISA. ED and CBI today are the MISA law of the 2023-24. But we must also remember what happened to Mrs. Gandhi when the Lok Sabha polls came about. I think the same fate awaits Prime Minister Modi and the BJP. I ask you, bluntly ask you, name one politician that Prime Minister Modi and the BJP fear today in this country. Do they fear Rahul Gandhi? The answer is no. Do they fear any other leader? The answer is no. There is only one man that the BJP fears today, and that is Arvind Kejriwal. The party is called Aam Aadmi Party.
Mr. Jolly, a self-goal by the BJP claims the Aam Aadmi Party that this is a blatant political arrest and the people of Delhi will see through it and the BJP will pay the price, because in the end the point is the merits of this case remain a matter of, it's a subject for investigation, but nobody expects the CBI to be impartial. This adds more ammunition to the opposition leaders who claim that anytime somebody takes on the BJP, you will see charges of the ED or the CBI acting, or arms of the ED and the CBI acting against them. Your response?
You see, the charges against the BJP are false, fictitious. The whole issue in this whole arrest drama which the Aam Aadmi Party claims is totally corruption. The Delhi liquor policy was announced on 16 November 2021 by the Delhi government led by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and his deputy Mr. Manish Sisodia. Then on 30th July 2022, the Delhi government suddenly switched back to the old excise policy. If there was no corruption, why did the Delhi government roll back its own policy which had made Delhi a liquor city? They had opened 849 liquor vends in the capital. They increased the commission from 2% to 12%, and they had claimed initially that...
Mr. Jolly, I'm sure you heard Raghav Chadha say that it was not them who rolled it back, it was the LG.
Please allow me to speak and put my viewpoint. Don't get Raghav Chadha what all he was blurting out, and you were seeing there were thousands of crores of rupees lost to the Delhi government exchequer. First, Satinder Jain, the health minister of Delhi government, went to Bihar jail for money laundering, and now Manish Sisodia follows suit. There is no allegations against the BJP. This is a hit and run case of corruption.
So where is the money trail is what AAP is asking.
The party contested in the court of law.
Where is the money trail AAP is asking, Mr. Jolly?
Is it not true that Delhi government with its new liquor policy made Delhi totally in every hook and nook of the capital, opening up the new liquor vent?
All right, so all eyes on the court where Manish Sisodia will have to be presented tomorrow. That is on Monday. We'll bring you full coverage of that. But we're going to go in for a short break. The rest of the news from around the country after that. All right, welcome back. News from around the country now. In a span of 4 months, has been now yet another targeted killing reported from Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama district. This time, terrorists have shot dead a man belonging to the Kashmiri Pandit community in Pulwama on Sunday.
Sanjay Kumar had walked just 100 meters from his home when terrorists fired at him at Achan village in Pulwama. There were 5 police guards deployed at Sharma's home, the only Kashmiri Pandit family living in the village. The targeted attack appears to be a premeditated one, and security forces launched a coordinated search operation to track down terrorists.
जो टेररिस्ट इसमें इन्वॉल्व हैं उनको हम ट्रैक डाउन कर लेंगे जल्दी और उनको न्यूट्रलाइज करेंगे। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि यहाँ पर भी हमारे पास जो है सिक्योरिटी के इंतजाम थे और ये किस सर्कमस्टेंसेस में और किस हिसाब से हुआ वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन का पार्ट है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन जैसे ही सामने आती है या रिवील होती है उसी के हिसाब से हम जो है जमात पता करेंगे।
Soon after the killing, local Muslims held a protest demanding an end to terrorism to save Kashmiriyat.
गया हमारा भाई था संजय कुमार शर्मा साहब, हमारे साथ वो बचपन से खेले हैं, काफ़ी शरीफुल नफ्स आदमी था। पता नहीं कौन दहशतगर्द आ गया, किस तंजीम का है, उसने यहाँ पर गोलियाँ चलाई और हमारे भाई को शहीद कर डाला। हम इस पूरा गांव इस गम में शरीक है और जिसने भी ये किया हम उसकी पूरी मजम्मत करते हैं, पूरा गांव इसकी मजम्मत करते हैं।
This is after a gap of 4 months that a Kashmiri Pandit was targeted in the valley. Last year witnessed a series of targeted attacks on Kashmiri Pandits and non-local workers. Over a dozen non-locals and 4 Kashmiri Pandits were killed in the attacks. Since then, hundreds of Kashmiri Pandit employees have been protesting, demanding their relocation to Jammu. Political parties have strongly condemned the attack, even as PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti said that such attacks will only benefit the BJP.
कायर पाकिस्तानी आतंकवादियों ने एक बार फिर मानवता को लहूलुहान किया है। दक्षिण कश्मीर के पुलवामा में रहने वाले एक कश्मीरी पंडित संजय शर्मा जी को जिस प्रकार निशाना बनाया गया, मानवता को भी दागदार किया गया, मानवता को लहूलुहान किया गया है। एक निर्दोष कश्मीरी पंडित जो वहां जम्मू कश्मीर बैंक में एक सुरक्षा कर्मी के नाते से काम करते थे, जब वो मार्केट में जा रहे थे तो कायर पाकिस्तानी आतंकवादियों ने पीठ पर वार किया।
ऐसी हरकतें चाहे वो हरियाणा में हुई हो चाहे यहाँ हो रही हो, इससे एक पार्टी को के जो एजेंडा है उसको फायदा होता है, क्योंकि जो बीजेपी की सरकार है वो यहाँ नाकाम हो गई। यहाँ की जो माइनॉरिटीज बची कुची थी पिछले 30 साल से, उनकी जान को हिफाजत देने में वो नाकाम हो गई और उनका इस्तेमाल करती है वो जम्मू कश्मीर में नॉर्मलसी दिखाने के लिए, उनको कुर्बान कर रही है वो नॉर्मलसी दिखाने के लिए। और जब ऐसे हादसात होते हैं तो वो लोग इसका नाजायज फायदा उठाते हैं, पूरे मुल्क के अंदर मुसलमानों को बदनाम करके देखो जी मुसलमान कैसे हैं।
This is the second targeted attack in the valley in last 3 days. On Friday evening, terrorists shot at and injured Asif Ali Ghanai in Anantnag district. A year ago, Asif's father, a policeman, was killed by terrorists. In January, 7 persons were killed and several others were injured after terrorists targeted Hindu families in Rajouri district. The attackers are still at large.
Another innocent man has been killed because of who he was. A Kashmiri Hindu. After killing of Sanjay Kumar, local Muslims in Pulwama held protests, shouted slogans against attackers and demanded end of terrorism in Kashmir. In Srinagar, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.